Okay. And
Start.
welcome back. And now it's time for chapter 24. Thunk. Sophia the Third had stopped. It wasn't until then that Jason realized his eyes were slammed shut and his teeth were clenched. He unshut and unclenched. What the? They were on solid ground that had filled in the blowhole. Above them, sunlight streamed in through the opening in the swamp. Let's see. Doesn't do us any good to sit here, Alex said. Let's go! The three of them left the vehicle. The sides of the hole were sloped towards the hill. Towards the top. I don't know why I said hill. They were sticky with moist earth and clots of grass. Perfect footholds. In minutes, they reached the surface. Jason took a deep breath. The midday sun blazed down. Ah! Releasing gases from the stagnant pools of water. In the heavy humidity, mosquitoes buzzed around, happy to find 3 victims. Very interesting, you're going into that much detail about mosquitoes. At this time of the year, the swamp was at its worst level of odor and infestation. To Jason, it was beautiful. We made it! He said, half believing it wasn't true. Alex sighed and looked at the ground. Below him, the thundering underworld was rumbling. Jason knew what was on Alex's mind. Fred and Plutarch. Sure, the 3 of them had made it, and yes, it looked like the world would never know the horror of the Plutonium boss, but it came at a price. Small as it may have been, it would always hurt. Life would never be the same without the 2 pets they had tried in vain to save. Eve took a sniff. Left? Then right. Her face curled into a sneer. This is the atmosphere you breathe? Jason held back a smile. Yes, is something wrong? It is rich in stink factor, Alex said with a straight face. Yes, quite stinked, Eve replied, her nose still twitching. I do not know if I could get used to it. Jason couldn't hold it any longer. He burst into giggles. Rolling on the swamp floor. In an instant, he was covered with mud. But he didn't mind. He was home. Stinked or not. With a smile on his face, he stretched out right then and there and fell fast asleep.
Home stink home.
Home stink running. A strong bad. Oh boy. Chapter 25. Okay, federal officers expressed surprise at the magnitude of yesterday's quake. This is a minor fault line approximately under Batrachia, they say, but the chance of feeling a tremor is about 1 in 13 million. The sound of the kitchen radio drifted into Jason's room the next morning, waking him up, as he did every Sunday morning. He thrust the pillow over his head and tried to go back to sleep. And as he did every Sunday morning, he realized it wasn't going to work. It was time to get up. But when his eyes popped open, a flood of images popped into his head. Sophia the Third, Eve, Alex, voices, robots, horrible laughter. Jason sat bolt upright. It was a dream, wasn't it? It had to be. He was filled with happiness and relief. Imagine thinking he had plunged underground and chased after a plutonium mutant. Imagine thinking he had actually lost Fred. Fred! He hopped out of bed and ran to Fred's habitat. When his head began to pound like John Henry's hammer.
Who?
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. He knew something had happened. When he looked into Fred's home, he knew he hadn't been dreaming. It was empty. Letting out a deep sigh, he sank back into bed. He was barely aware.
Sounds like you need to go back to
He
bed.
was barely aware where his parents called up to say, when his parents called up to say they were going shopping. He was barely aware of the doorbell ringing minutes later. Or was it hours later? Jason didn't know and didn't care, but it rang a second time and a third. Each ring pulsed through him like a mild electric shock. Jason was annoyed. He wanted to tell whoever it was to leave him alone. He stood up and shuffled downstairs. Ring! Jason wished his parents had gotten a doorbell that didn't sound like a bell that rang between glasses. He clutched the doorknob and pulled it open. Rebeek! He jumped. He jumped off the ground. Why am I saying guard? Off the ground.
Off the ground guard.
It was a frog, as tall as he was, with a grimace that turned its face into a mask of evil. No! Jason shouted. He scrambled to his feet. He could have. How could this have happened? How could this thing have escaped? He was numb with terror. Without thinking, he slammed the door shut. Yow! Came a muffled voice from the other side. Hey, come on! Is that any way to treat a friend? Jason stared blankly at the door. He knew that voice. Confused, he opened it again. Alex! He said. The latex frog head hung limp in Alex's right hand. You did some weird stuff, Alex. Alex scratched his head, which was peeking out of a green frog costume. Behind him, Eve was rolling on the front lawn with laughter.
She was raffle-coptering.
I was going to say trick or treat, Alex said, but I guess you already decided against the treat. Sorry, Jason said. I thought you were. I know, Alex replied. You know, in hindsight, this is probably a very bad idea.
In hindsight, I probably shouldn't have tormented a guy who just lost his frog by pretending to be a giant mutant frog.
Yeah,
that's probably very insensitive.
Yeah, you're not a stinker. Sorry, I thought you were. I know. You thought I was Underboss number 7, your mutated pet frog. You mean to tell me you slammed the door if your own pet came to it? If your own pet came to it? Yeah, to get to our guys, right? Well, no, of course not, but... Then how come you did? Jason fell silent. He stared at Alex, befuddled. But I didn't! It was you! Are you being weird again? Ribbit. Jason felt a pang. The noise sounded so much like Fred. He could feel his heart breaking. That was a good imitation, Alex. But I wish you wouldn't. Ribbit. Alex shook his head. Couldn't do it if I tried. How about looking down, buddy? You won't make eye contact up there. Jason lowered his eyes. When his gaze reached the front mat, it stayed there. He felt his blood pounding. Okay. Through his veins. He felt his vision get blurry, then sharp again. Sharp enough to see that Fred was at his feet. Sharp enough to see a little hint of a frog smile on his face. Sharp enough to stab a dude! He kneeled down. He picked the frog up in his hand. Is it you? It is you, isn't it?
Alright, Eve, don't tell him that we bought a new frog.
My lips are, how you say?
My lips are smealed.
Yeah. Okay. Jason felt his eyes start to water. until Alex let out a loud groan. Oh, please! I thought the soaps didn't start for a couple of hours! It was then that Jason noticed the lobster crawling on the lawn behind Alex. Plutarch! Plutarch! Jason asked. In the flesh, Alex answered. What? How? Hey, don't knock it, Alex said. Why ask questions?
Yeah. Don't tell him that we bought new pets.
Why not? Why ask questions? Those fools don't realize that I'm still alive, and I've sent them pets as bombs. I'm actually dead. Eve stepped up to Jason's doorstep. I believe I know, she said. Remember the first Underboss? It was nothing but a pure nuclear creation. Well, I think they were all like that. Really. But the Plutonium boss thought he could scare you by covering them with grotesque images of familiar objects. Like Fred and Plutarch? Jason said. Exactly. But how could they have possibly escaped? You underestimate the power of a pet to follow its master, Eve replied. My theory is that they were being held somewhere close to us. When we escaped, they found a way to chase after us. And we were so frantic we didn't see them stowing away, Alex added. Ribbit. Fred agrees, Jason said with a smile. He looked at Alex, then at Eve. Suddenly his face got serious. What about you, Eve? Where will you go now?
What the fuck? What just... Suddenly, Jason's balls dropped through the floor into the underground.
I have told Alex's parents about my past, Eve said. Jason was shocked. What? They love that kind of stuff, Alex said. We'll tell everybody that Eve is a distant cousin who's been orphaned and Mom and Dad had to take her in. Eve promised to tell them all kinds of outer space stories.
Oh, so your parents are also giant nerds. This suddenly makes a lot of sense.
And now I'm imagining they both have like super big glasses and pocket protection. Yeah. I've told spirits about that kind of stuff, space stories, and in return they promised they would never spill the prunes about me. Ribbit.
That's beans, Eve! Spill the beans!
You sound like a fucking moron!
You say it wrong.
It's a Fred says beans, Eve. I have a feeling you better stay away from that sling for a while. Alex tried to hold back a giggle, but it was hopeless. Never do that again.
I make no promises.
It was hopeless. Jason joined him. And then Eve.
Earth laughter. Haha.
And as Fred and Plutarch stared in confusion, their masters shared their first good laugh together. The first of many. The end.
Okay, now, what the hell was that?
Okay, I'm gonna read this list because I think it's kind of interesting. Dear reader, I hope you liked reading Blaster Master. Here is a list of some other books that I thought you might like. A Journey to the Center of the Earth. Makes sense. By Jules Verne. My Teacher is an Alien by Bruce Kogel.
I've also read that story, that book series.
Starship Troopers by Robert Heinlein.
Very different from the movie, but neither one is fascist.
Yeah.
Even though the filmmaker tried to make a fascist society, they actually didn't, because they don't know what the fuck fascism actually is.
Yeah.
Which puts them on the same page as most people.
Now I'm just thinking, Mr. A billion YouTubers talk about this stupid game. How am I forgetting it? Mr. Shadow Legends, sir. I gotta be honest, I don't know what fascism is.
Nobody does.
Let's see. War of the Worlds by H.G. Wells. The White Mountains trilogy. Ever heard of that one?
No. I think that's a first for...
That's the only one on this list I don't recognize, actually, because the next one is A Wrinkle in Time. White Mountains trilogy. You find these books at your local library. Yeah, blah, 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 blah.
Wait, A Wrinkle in Time was a book?
Yep.
Oh, well, hope it's better than the movie, because the movie is shite.
It had a whole bunch of, like, Christian themes. It was kind of a Christian book to start with.
Oh, okay, well, the movie is complete shite.
Here we... Oh!
Worlds of Power, books you will enjoy, or else. Blaster Master, Metal Gear, Ninja Gaiden? Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest for some reason. Wizards and Warriors, that's a Rare game. And I mean rare, Rare made that.
Yeah.
Bionic Commando. Infiltrator? What the fuck? Before Shadowgate. Mega Man 2. Bases Loaded 2 Second Season. Why?
They made an adaptation of a baseball game?
Bases Loaded. I think that might actually be an SNK sports game.
Huh.
From the arcades.
I'm like, okay, we are definitely reading that Bionic Commando story when we play Bionic Commando.
Which version of Bionic Commando? The NES original or the rearmed?
Whatever we want. Well, I mean...
Why not both? And you'll only read the story when playing... And we'll only read the story when playing the original.
Castlevania 2. You already beat that one.
Damn it.
Fuck. I don't know. We'll just read it during some Castlevania game. I don't know. You decide. Ninja Gaiden. Fuck.
Actually, I haven't done Ninja Gaiden 2 yet.
Ooh.
I need to get off my ass and get to that one.
Okay, I guess we'll read Ninja Gaiden during that.
Mega Man 2. Oh, damn it!
We've got a billion Mega Man games that we still haven't played. It's not Mega Man 2, but it's Mega Man. So yeah, we're gonna read Mega Man 2. We're gonna read Bionic Commando, Castlevania, Ninja Gaiden. I guess at some point we'll be playing the Metal Gear games.
Oh my gosh, Metal Gear!
I know nothing about Before Shadowgate.
Shadowgate in and of itself is I know the name Shadowgate, but what it actually is escapes me at the moment.
Boop. Okay, I'm gonna look something up because I'm just curious, because I recognize every single one of these dang things except for one.
Love it.
What are you?
Hey.
Here we go. Does this take me to Wikipedia or the actual entry? Okay, good. Wait, what? Tripods? What is going on?
Wait, click on it again. Tripods Trilogy, The White Mountains City of Gold. It's part of what the White Mountains is a part of a book trilogy called the Tripods Trilogy, as that name on that article would imply. That's why the Wikipedia article took you to a thing called the Tripods. No! One problem with Wall 2, Mark.
Mm-hmm.
It's very easy for that to happen.
Oh!
Ow. Give me that power.
Oh, okay.
I think that's going further in.
Okay, so it's just a sci-fi story about aliens and these big tripod mechs that control humanity, basically. That's all you need to know. I just wanted a general idea of what it was like. Whoa, whoa.
Okay.
Weren't these things in the book?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I would have loved to hear them described in the book.
Message from the big, giant, fucking floating head. Die.
What is that? Jason jumped aside as a strange floating head with a single eye came in his direction. Silly. Wow, now I can actually watch the game.
Oh, yeah.
How far are you into the game now, actually?
Oh,
that's right. This is the last episode. You said that last week.
Well, I mean, not exactly last week, but last time we recorded.
Last time we recorded.
Alright, who's the absolute brainlet that came up with this?
Oh, this is like Contra. Everything's turning to brains.
Gradius also does this.
Which, yeah, it makes sense.
Drive away!
Drive away!
Ha-ha! Stop getting missed! Row, grab the power!
That just reminds me of a Simpsons joke when he's on the sub. It's like, so Simpson, tell me what you want to get in your military career. And we're just trying to reach for peas on the table. Peas! Oh, we all want peace, but it's always just out of reach. Oh, so what's the best way to get it? With a fork. That's right, with a bayonet! Oh, Simpson, I admire you! That's what I'm thinking as you're jumping for peas. We all want peace, Jason, but they're always just out of reach.
Oh. Okay, yeah, this is... Thank you. That door is where the final boss is. I'm not going through there yet.
This is how you make a weapon. Take note, other NES developers that have, like, made zigzaggy weapons. This is how you make one that doesn't suck.
It goes through walls.
Exactly.
It also has a tight...
I've seen, especially on Angry Video Game Nerd videos, where he, like, gets a new weapon, and it looks like the shots are actively dodging the enemies.
Although, a lot of the... I'm just showing off what's in all these other rooms, because most people would just go to the final boss and... You know.
Wow. Who would have thought it would turn out that we would end the book the same episode that you end the game?
I did. Of course, I was hoping there would be a little bit more one-to-one-ness, but there wasn't. By the way, if I need to attack something directly in front of me, I got nades. No, nades don't break through walls. Wait.
What? No, that's bullshit.
Alright, well, you've seen what's in that room.
You know, since I was thinking of Angry Video Game Nerd, I'm just thinking of the live-action version of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. When he hits the bee with the cane, I finally got you! Yeah, I think they got the, like, Honest Trailers guy to do that.
Why don't the weapons do anything?
Could it be?
I'm the Plutonium boss! And I'm gonna shoot my plutonium balls in your face!
Plutonium boss, you're going down! You can do it, Jason!
Thanks, Alex!
That sound effect sounds kind of funny, actually.
That's the sound effect of an ineffective shot, and that's partially just due to the shots going through him.
Bouncy balls! Bouncy balls! You got all those bouncy balls! It's working! Oh.
Now for what wasn't in the book.
Ah, Jason, you didn't realize that I have a fucking weird shield and armor, did you?
And I have a lightning whip.
Damn, this should have been in the book.
I pressed to the right.
You press to the right, you press to the right.
Who do you think you are, Simon Belmont?
Well...
Ow. I hate this guy. Wait a minute. Dance, motherfucker!
Dance! Dance for me! Oh my gosh, you just kind of waddled in place as you killed him.
I think there might have been some hair dye on the inside of that helmet. But I got Fred back.
Fred!
There is no Eve or Alex in this.
Well, no Eve yet.
And Alex will never be canon.
For obvious reasons. For obvious reasons!
What are you in? Oh, just because I'm a nerd.
Nobody likes dirty boys.
Except for maybe nerdy girls. No, wait.
Frankie!
Fanky?
Super!
No, that's Frankie. Senta can.
Super Senta.
Morican. Chao.
You always know you're not going to be watching the credits for long on the NES.
Back when games could be made by a handful of people.
Yep.
And very thanks, presented by Sunsoft.
Very thanks.
That sounds like a thing Eve would say.
It's done!
Oh, it's actually not one of those games.
You never can tell.
Oh, you can once you're...
But I mean, like, before that. You can't tell before it happens.
See you next time for Blaster Master Boy Junior Boy.
Just like Donkey Kong.
No, not at all.